What's up, everybody? Welcome to BioS 3 Raw TV. Wow, the press conference today was today. Excuse me, the 2019 Mr. Olympia or Olympia weekend press conference. I should say Mr. Olympia because now this year they had the women on stage too, which was different. You know, I've been to the press conference just about every year since 2013, and this year a little bit different. Now, I'm watching it from home because, of course, you guys remember like yesterday I put up the video. My dog Brady was sick, and he responded to the meds the doctors gave him. And we've been giving him Benadryl, which is me leaving him a little bit loopy, but he's responding to it. The swelling went down his face, so it's some kind of spider bite. Now, here in Virginia, we have brown recluses, we have black widows, and a host of other spiders that are deadly poisonous. And I was really worried about that was what had bit him, and I was like, I can't leave him. Like, I kind of know now. Like the vet told us that everything's fine. He's going to be okay. Once these meds started working, if that's what. If these meds work, that's what it is, right? It's not an infection, it's some kind of bite. And basically I understand now that if he was bitten, like within 30 minutes, if it was something poisonous like that, he probably would have been dead. So, but the fact that like he was bitten in the morning, probably on the deck while he was out, sun, he does like the sunbathing thing where he lays around in the sun on the deck. He was probably bitten around then because he didn't have the swelling in the morning, but by the afternoon it was there, by night it was a lot bigger. So he would have been, if he was bitten by something poisonous that was deadly, he would have passed away by then. So that really eased our minds because me and my wife both were real freaked out. Like, we're like, what kind of spider? Oh my God, what should we do? Is there an antivenom? Really, realistically, it's like if we get bit by a spider that's not poisonous, you get an itchy spot, it swells up, take some Benadryl, antihistamines, and it goes away. Your body builds up antibodies to it, whatever, and like that's the end of it. So thank you guys all for reaching out. Like, I got tons of messages, tons of emails, calls, texts, everything. Thank you. Brady's doing well, and I really appreciate, my wife and I both really appreciate you guys reaching out. So thank you so much from the bottom of both of our hearts. Now, the press conference. So, I'll be honest with you guys, I stopped watching it about 15 minutes in. I kind of skipped through it here and there. It was on YouTube. Very disappointing to me. Like I said, I've been to the press conferences live. And the one thing with the women who I thought was pretty cool, including the women, but there was a lack of energy on that friggin' stage. There really was. There was a lack of like awe. There was a lack of intensity on that stage. Now, granted, they're all depleted. But in the past, when we had the bigger names, it seemed like the crowd was more into it. Like even when the top names were Dexter Jackson, people clap, but it wasn't like normally it's a bigger applause, right? A bigger applause. Brandon Curry, normally a bigger applause. Raleigh Winkley, like it was just really downplayed, and I was like, wow, it really doesn't have the energy. It's lackluster this year. Like even the press conference. Now I'm like, fuck, this really sucks. So I was kind of watching it, and they talked about Ruli and Hadi being there. I thought was it was kind of like the whole thing. He said he wants to set a record, like an Olympia record, which I'm not really exactly sure what that means. But the bottom line is he was like the most enthusiastic one, and I thought everybody had like the same type of answers. Like like Bob Chickarelli would ask you, so Dexter, are you gonna win this year or not? And Dexter's like, yeah, I train to win, and then Brandon Curry like, Brandon, is this your year? And Brandon would be like, I hope so. And I'm just sitting there going, man, nobody really kind of took it after each other. And we saw Chris Bumstead like be as intense as he can be. He's not really the most intense guy, but he's like, I think it's time for a change. There should be another guy. Like, it was like, I was just kind of watching this going, without those, and nothing against the people that are there, but without those guys, those top guys, Kai, Phil, Jay, we're going to throw Jay in the mix, Ronnie, like those guys that were larger than life that don't just kind of do the training thing. They had these personalities and this charisma about them and stuff. I'm like, fuck, man, you could really tell the difference. Don't get me wrong, there's some talented athletes on there, but I honestly feel the guys that are on stage now are technically not the best in the world. Let's face facts. We got Phil Heath in his best form, comes back, he wipes the fucking stage with all of them. Kai Green comes back in his best form, he wipes the stage with all of them. Like, you don't have the best there, which is, disappointing. Now, one thing that I want to point out that aggravated the fuck out of me, and I don't give a fuck who you are and how you try to spin things, I'm going to tell you the truth. They were talking tonight, or they were talking at the press conference, Bob Chickarelli made it out to be, and I don't know if he truly believes this, or if, I don't know, but put it out there that this year, there'll be no competitors at the expo. Now, the expo, they have bikini, they have the 212, they have figure, I think classic even goes on over there. Everything except the main, the open class goes on for prejudging there, and then some of the prejudging is actually, the conclusion is actually on that stage too at the expo. Many people go to the expo to see their favorite person compete because he can't afford to go to the actual night show if it was at the actual finals, like at the venue as opposed to the expo. Well, now they've decided everyone is going to be going to the main stage. And the way that they play it off is everyone deserves the respect. Like, wait a minute, so you've been fucking disrespect everybody for how many fucking years? Is that what you're saying? So you're saying flat out AMI Weeder have been disrespectful to the athletes all this time, and now finally, because the shit's caving in and crashing on them, oh, we want to take care of the athletes. We want to increase prize money. We want to make it fucking special for them. They deserve the respect. I'm like, what the fuck? Here's the real deal. The Olympia fucking tanked this year. Let's face facts. Right? Nobody is really giving a fuck about this, to be totally honest with you. Money-wise, attendance is down, money is down, expo's down, everything's down. It's just fucked up situation. So instead of allowing the people to pay $15 to go, or I think it's $15 or $20 to get in the expo and see their favorite athlete in person compete, they're going to put them on that fucking main stage and charge them fucking $80. Right? Oh, I mean, well, $80 was that prejudging? Anyways, usually when we wind up going to the Olympia, it's $150 to $200 per ticket to go see our fucking favorite person, unless you want to sit way up in the fucking nosebleeds. So you're trying to tell me you went from charging $15 to see fucking their favorite person on stage, right, to $150 or $200, and you're doing it for the athletes to get respect? You're doing it to pull the money out of the people's pockets that want to fucking see them. It's been run so fucking poorly that it tanked so bad that they're trying to pull every fucking dime out of it. And I'm like, what the fuck, guys? Like, seriously. Like, don't give me this respect shit, because that just makes it look like, oh, we were disrespecting them the whole time. Fuck them, and all of a sudden now we care. Why? Because people might jump to that other show that The Rock's putting on next year. So all of a sudden you have to give respect and help. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, people are not stupid. They're already talking about it in forums. They're already saying shit like, fuck AMI, fuck Weeder. I wanted to go to the expo. I'm not paying a dime, and I'm not going to the expo now. Like, that's what they're saying now. They're not only are they not going to pay the money to go see their favorite athlete at the fucking finals and pay $150, but they're not even going to the fucking expo. People that live locally, they're not going. People that drive there from California, they're like, fuck it, I'm not even going. Like, I didn't have a fucking room. I was just going to get a fucking room when I went there, like Circus or whatever, which you can always do. Trust me, I've been there before. And they're like, fuck it, I'm not even going. Like, it's not even worth it. And like, I'm like, what the fuck? Or some of them are like, we're going to go, but we're going to go to like the after parties and shit. We're not even going to the fucking expo. We're not going to the ends. We're going to go where the parties are and shit. We're going to fucking hang out and party all weekend. And I'm like, fuck, man, like, you don't understand. To gain more money in a short term, AMI Weeder is distancing themselves from their audience. They're distancing themselves from the people that are in the seats, that pay the money, that give them the fucking money. Like, you're basically outing them, being like, hey, you know what? Sorry, guys, you want to see your fucking favorite person? Pay the $150, $200 fucking bucks or sit in the nosebleed section where you can't even see them to begin with. Like, you literally are taking the only opportunity that these fucking people may ever have to see their favorite athlete in their entire fucking life. They may have booked an entire fucking vacation around the fact that they get to see their favorite competitor. My ex-girlfriend, Carrie, was big in a figure. She would immediately, when I was working the booth, immediately go to the main stage at the expo to watch her favorite figure competitors. She liked Dana Lynn Bailey, so she would go watch Physique on the stage over there, right? She got to see them instead of having to pay $200 or $300 for a fucking ticket. How many people, because that's been tradition, it's been that way fucking all along. They always talk about, oh, the great tradition of the Mr. Olympia. Then you fucking start switching shit around, which you make it seem like the guys that it's better for the athletes. Newsflash, this show is about that Sandow Trophy being the best in the world. But when you put them on that stage, it's not about those athletes. It's about the fucking money you're going to make. You're taking the money away from the fucking, the money. The athletes are not getting paid more money. And if, like, they say they're adding more money to it, well, guess where that money's coming from? It's coming from the people that are fucking paying for those seats, or they think are going to pay for those seats. But when they don't pay for those seats, guess what? Olympia, you're going to be giving the athletes more money and still losing money because the people from the expo are not going to go to that fucking show and pay that fee. They're pissed that you did that to them. I'm like, fuck, man. I'm like, here we go, man. I don't want to say this realistically, but the Olympia is always going to be the best bodybuilder in the world. But what if the best bodybuilders don't go to the Olympia anymore? What if they decide to do these other shows like The Rock's and these other shows that, I mean, there's Arnold's all over the fucking world now. What if they decide to start doing stuff like that? Really? You know, like, think about it. The guys, top guys at the Olympia can walk into those Arnold classes and fucking beat those guys. They're the best of the best. They've already beaten everybody to get to Olympia to begin with. They can start going to these shows, collecting checks, fucking collecting titles, building their legacy, and fuck the Olympia. You know why? Because they're pissed at the Olympia. I'm like, fuck, like, I'm just really glad that I got to go and experience the Olympia when it was fucking awesome. I get to be at the Olympia and stand right at the front when the fucking Rock walked in and stood 2 feet from me, and I didn't know he was there. I'm looking around, fucking people freaking the fuck out. I'm like, what are they freaking out about? I turn around and the Rock is fucking 2 feet from me, smiling with his big ass smile. I get to be there for that. When the whole expo shut down and came to the Flex Muscle and Fitness booth because the Rock was there, right? I get to be there for that. I get to see Kevin Levroni's comeback. I get to see Jay Cutler's final time at the Olympia. I get to see this stuff, right? That's when the Olympia was fucking awesome. This year, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I had to stay home because of Brady, but I'm like, I don't think I missed out. I'll be honest with you. I missed out on meeting you guys. That's the only thing I missed out on. I didn't miss out on the expo, which I really don't give a shit at this point. To be honest with you, so many of the people that I knew that were going to be there were not going to be there now. So it's like I'd be going there and like half the people that I normally see there year to year aren't there. You got a lot of the vendors that have decided not to go. And I'm like, fuck. And on top of it, it's just like, nobody gives a fuck really about what's going on. There's like maybe 50% of the people that gave a shit last year give a shit this year. And I'm looking on social media just to see what's going on. I don't see many people at all. Last year, fucking all day long, fucking people posting shit from Vegas. People are not even posting shit. They're not posting shit about the press conference. It's like Flex Online, I think, that RX Muscle did. But like the people that go to it are not even fucking posting shit about it. I'm like, wow, dude, this is really fucking bummer this year. I'm like, fuck. And I'm having people text me like, yo, I'm out here, dude. Don't worry, you're not missing shit. And I'm like, fuck. I'm like, this is the Olympia. This is supposed to be our biggest shit, our Super Bowl the entire fucking year. The best of the best. We're supposed to invade fucking Vegas. All the fucking meatheads with the fucking giant necks and the fucking coolers and shit and the string tank tops and the girls in the little bikini fucking shorts. That shit's supposed to invade Vegas, which we kind of blend in there to begin with because Vegas is crazy. But we're supposed to invade that shit for the next 3 days. And fucking Vegas knows it's Olympia time. And I feel like that energy just isn't there. So I'm going to go with my picks again this year. Again, I didn't see what they looked like physically, but I'll tell you this right now. I saw Dexter Jackson's face, and I don't think I've ever seen it that sucked out before, which means he's in shape, okay? That face means he's in shape. Brandon Curry looked huge as a fucking house in his friggin' jacket, which I'm hoping to God that Brandon comes down lean enough and doesn't play that fullness game. Because if he's full and stands next to a Dexter Jackson that's fucking peeled, Dexter's going to wipe the stage with him, and that sucks. We want it to be, at least be close, but we want it to be like you could flip a coin in either way, whether it's Brandon or Dexter, everybody would be happy. Ruli was the most focused one out of all of them. They were all saying shit. Ruli didn't fucking say much. He looked super focused. Now, for me, a guy who's focused, and a guy who's talent like Ruli, a guy who's work ethic like Ruli, and who's fucking not scared or afraid to push the drug thing, that's a dangerous motherfucker. So that's the guy I'm kind of looking at now going, hey, we may have fucking underlooked him, but we'll have to see when he fucking strip down. And, of course, Hadi. Hadi's so fucking excited to be here. He's super pumped to be here. Like, I can see him condition-wise, honestly, if these guys don't come in shape, because a few of them, their faces are not even sucked out. I'm like, fuck. I mean, they're going to pull water tonight. Yeah, but if your face is not sucked out the day before you go on stage, when you pull water, not much is going to change. You're probably going to flatten out, to be honest with you, if you're not lean enough. Hadi's lean enough. Dexter's lean enough. All the other guys is yet to be seen how lean they are if they're just full. This could be between Dexter and Hadi, to be totally honest with you, if these guys are not in shape. They fuck up one thing, and Dexter and Hadi are going to fucking take advantage of that and fucking wind up in those top 2 spots. William Bonac's always in shape too, so I can see him 1, 2, or 3. Those 3 I could see interact or interchanging and seeing whatever, but the Brandon Curry thing, looking at, and again, I didn't see him peel down. I am pulling for Brandon. You guys have no idea. He is my dark horse, and I say dark horse because everybody thinks he could do it, but there's so many people that are saying he can't because his legs are too small. Like, there's so many people that pick him apart, and I say, you know what? I like the flow of his physique. I'll be honest with you. I like the way that his legs fit to his physique. And some people are like, oh, they're too small. Listen, that's bullshit, okay? We had Dorian Yates, who was a fucking 6-time Mr. Olympia, didn't have the fucking biggest legs on stage. Flex Wheeler didn't have the fucking biggest legs around. He was fucking mopping the stage with everybody except Yates and Coleman, right? So you have guys that you don't necessarily have to have the biggest fucking legs in the world. As long as they blend and they flow, and I do believe Brandon flows, but people pick it out that he doesn't have legs like Rami, so he can't fucking win. I'm like, dude, no offense, but Ruli doesn't have legs like fucking like Ronnie or fucking Rami either. And that motherfucker, I feel like his upper body is a lot bigger than his lower body. It's always better conditioned, and he's still fucking beating those other guys. So here we have, like, you know, things already. The rumor mill starts, but I'm gonna stick with my picks with Dexter Jackson, Brandon, Hadi, William Bonac, and Ruli. Those will be the top 5. And we're going to have to wait and see. But I do believe Dexter, 29 pro wins. This will be his 30th pro win. He'll only be the second person ever to win the title back. Because Jay was the first one ever. And I believe he'll be the oldest one to actually win the title. I believe he's 49. But he's been 49 for like 5 years. So I believe he's at least 49. I don't think Ronnie was 49. I think he was younger than that when he actually retired. I think I gotta check on that one because I don't remember exactly Ronnie's age. But I do know that they're talking about Dexter being the oldest Mr. Olympia ever to gain the title, or to gain it. Well, it's the only Mr. Olympia besides Jay to gain it back, but the oldest one to win it. Like, that's what I keep hearing around, and I gotta check the stats. And I'm like, well, that's kind of interesting too. But Dexter would make 30 pro wins, and they asked him right on stage, Dex, if you win, will you go out on top, retire? And he just looked at his girlfriend. He goes, I'm sorry, baby. He goes, but I don't think I'll be able to do it, man. I think I got to keep this train going as long as I like it, as long as I enjoy it. And I'm like, that's fucking cool. Because I think Dexter is, like I said, he's one of my ideal physiques. Like, if I could step out of my body into someone else's, it would be Dexter Jackson. I just love his physique, the way it's proportioned in size and symmetry and fucking fullness and shreds. Everything together, I think it's just like the ultimate physique. But that's just my opinion. So hopefully, guys, we'll get a little bit of fucking excitement in here, because that fucking press conference did not psych anybody up. Did not fuck. I think people fell asleep at that motherfucker because they weren't fucking whistling, hollering, kicking the floor, clapping. I was like, dude, this is pretty fucking lame. Like, normally it's a lot more intense than this. So at this point, we just gotta wait and see. We're 24 hours out right now, maybe a little bit less. What time is it? I don't have a clock. Let's see what time it is over here. So 10, 9, 8, 7. It's gonna be 7 o'clock Vegas time. So by 7 o'clock, we're gonna start seeing the prejudging results coming in and pictures and stuff like that and streams and stuff. So we're 24 hours removed from seeing what the fuck happens. But tomorrow night, I'm going to do another video after I watch the prejudging, and I'll put it up based on what I saw in pictures and videos, which is not like being there. So I can only do the best I can do from that stuff, which may not be the most accurate thing, but I'm like, I think tomorrow night after we see that first call out, we're going to see who the winner is going to be. Because hands down, we know that Dexter can control this shit over a 2-day show. We've seen Brandon do it. We've seen Ruli do it. We've seen Bonac do it. We've seen Hottie do it. We've seen them control themselves over these bigger shows for multiple days and not just 1-day shows. So I'm like, I think honestly tomorrow we're going to see the person, when we see that lineup, we're going to be able to pick out the person who's going to win tomorrow. Because I believe that they're going to hold their condition. Nothing's going to change between tomorrow and Saturday. That's just my personal opinion. Unless somebody really fucks something up, trying to place higher, which happens a lot. The enemy of good is better. And when you're trying to be better and you're already as good as you can get, you don't realize you're as good as you can get. You think you can be better. You try to be better. You get worse and you get fucked. So we'll see tomorrow night, guys. So chime in below. Let me know what you guys think after seeing this whole shit going down today. Like, what do you think? Is the energy there? Like, is it anything like it is in the past? Like, is it 2019 going to go down as like one of the fucking most boring, sleeping Olympias of all time? Or do you guys find it exciting? I don't know. BioStringTraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below. But don't fight. BioString.com is a blog. It's the No Energy Bicep Fucker. And we are